Hi everyone, this is Margaret Manning with 60 and Me. I think the quality of kindness is very underrated. I think we use words like love and compassion and joy with such power, but the word kindness, I think, has a lot of its own magnificence and is very underrated. It's a quality of life that I think is fundamental and something that most people perhaps take for granted as the assumption of everyone's behavior. When you ask someone to describe themselves, they'll normally say, they'll include kindness in one of its varieties in their description. So they're caring, they're loving, sympathetic, but they're just kind people. And when you talk about, when you're asking in a dating site for someone, for a match, and you're trying to describe that ideal person, you'd say, you want this person to be kind. That's kind of fundamental. Do you think that's a quality that permeates, your own life? I think that we're very good at being kind for other people. I think we like to be described as kind, and so don't hesitate to jump in and be of assistance. It's almost a natural response when something happens. But we're maybe not so good at being kind to ourselves and to our situation. So I think that there are three ways that kindness can be transformative. That it can transform your own life, and it can also transform society and culture, at large. I think that the first thing is to be kind to yourself. And like I said, I think a lot of people are very kind to other people. All of our lives as women, we've perhaps made that a priority to be helpful with our families, our friends, our colleagues, that it's somehow in our role as a woman to be kind and caring. And we've got that, I think, down to a pretty good T. But I think that we've missed along the way is being kind to ourselves. We're often very critical of our own imperfections and flaws, and not realizing that the beauty of our character is in our imperfections, and it's in the things that we are vulnerable about. So I think being kind to yourself is the absolute first step. I think that really is the foundation on which everything else flows from there. Kindness nurtures all kinds of expression of positivity and happiness. And I think that being kind to yourself is the first thing, and seeing that there's beauty in vulnerability. The next thing, the next way that I think kindness can be transformative is being kind to others. Now, we've talked about this as something that we perhaps have measured and brought into our lives. But there's another angle to being kind to others that I think I'd like to discuss. And that's the kindness that comes from appreciating diversity and difference. When we're talking to people and sharing our humanity, we're very good at finding the polar opposites. You're this and I'm that, and somehow those differences are what define us. Those differences are what creates the dynamic between us. But I think if you can be kind to others unconditionally, and try to keep, listening and keeping an open mind to their point of view. I think that respect, mutual respect and lack of contempt are, if you practice kindness in its pure form, that's the way I think that you can appreciate someone else and be kind to them. Be kind to them in their differences, and find the common ground. And we've talked about this before in terms of the basic goodness that most people represent. See that that's the place you start, and in having that kindness towards them, you can transform the relationship and the whole social dynamic. I think the third thing I would mention is accepting things as they are. Now, this is being kind to circumstances, being kind to your environment and to the decisions and the choices that have brought you to this point in your life. I think there's a beautiful simplicity, about the moment, about not attaching any conditions or negative self-talk to it, but just appreciating your life in this moment, and really owning the responsibility of wherever you find yourself, accepting things in their purest form. And I think that being kind to your life, kind to the decisions that you've made in your life, not beating yourself up for making mistakes, or filling your heart with regrets or remorse about things that could have been done differently. That being kind to your life and kind to the things around you in the moment is another really great practice. I think sort of with that attitude, I think you can then take the kindness from all the kind of ripples from that kind of attitude and apply it to other people, and also apply it to yourself. I think there's a real power in being just embracing yourself as you are, just accepting yourself as you are, not worrying about the circumstances. Just own them. Just know that you've done it. You've got yourself where you are. You've made choices. Things have happened. Sometimes they don't happen because we want them to happen, but they do, and we have to then deal with them. So I think accepting the moment, accepting your life is really important. So I think these three things can really amplify the power of kindness. Do you think that kindness has a transformational power in your life? That's my question. Is that a quality? Is kindness a quality that you value in your life? And if it is, what other qualities do you think are as important, that are fundamental to happiness in your life? Please leave your comments in the section below. I'd love to read your feedback and join in the conversation. And thanks everyone for being here.